What the hell have I just watched? We need to talk. Hey guys, my name is David Alexander. Welcome to my new series, Screen King Reviews. We're going to be diving into horror films of the worst, great horror films that are just up there, or just horror films that are just not worth it. So I'm going to give my honest review. I am an actor. I did have an acting career back in the day before I'm more known for music. That was fun. I'm on IMDb credited. So I do have some knowledge about script writing, and I also have seen sets, and budget is important, so you know the level of budget and acting as well. The first film we're going to be going into and reviewing today is August Underground. It's very controversial. It's more of a horror exploitation film, like a snuff film. And the director, Fred Vogel, he plays Peter. He is a serial killer. And it's more centered on him with his friend, who's unnamed in the film. He goes around filming Peter, killing a bunch of people. You can tell because of the budget of the camera being so low quality, that's what makes it what they said on record as being more realistic. And we're talking they went off on a $300 budget. So it's okay, like I said, from experience, low budgets can make a more realistic project. So for them, I'll give them that, because if that's the idea and the vision that Fred wanted to go down, then yeah, he definitely got a point for that, for sure, because he did produce that project when it came out. So his accomplice, who's unnamed again, is Alan Peters. He obviously is, that's his stage name. He co-wrote the script with Fred. And basically, like I say, a bit of a backstory of the film. Alan's character kind of, I felt when I was watching it, was goading Peter, because Peter was just in this sick mind of kidnapping. Again, I can't say too much because it's an exploitation film. You know what the film talking about, then you know. But yeah, so the scenes that you do see, I felt as a watcher, Alan's character was goading Peter, because all the time Peter would be like, film this, are you filming this? And he goads him. So it's very rare that you see Alan's character drop the camera for 5 minutes and actually attack someone. It's more Peter. Peter is the star of the show, basically. So Peter, I can give a few spoilers. The film opens up. It's very low budget. You can tell, like, you know what you're about to watch. And straight away, he takes the unnamed friend into Peter's basement, where you see a girl. Again, we can only use certain words because of YouTube, so she is not dressed. She is very near on death row, put it that way. Boyfriend, you can tell in the corner, is missing a foot. So, you can kind of see why they set that scene straight away for the film. I felt it was a bit early, don't get me wrong, because if you're going in for the kill, that's why I got a bit bored. But you see that straight away in the first 5 minutes of the film. And every 5 minutes, like, it felt like 5 minutes because it was only on for an hour and 7 minutes. Every 5 minutes it would be kill. Then they're going into a shop, kill again. Then they went to, I think they got a couple of escorts, kill again. It was just constant different forms of torture to different types of people. And I got bored because even if they had just had a decent bit of a story for the build up, I get that wasn't what they wanted. They just wanted to scare people and shock people, which they did. But if they just had a nice build up, let us get to know the characters a bit more. Because after I finished that film, I couldn't tell you who Peter was when they obviously did their character development. I couldn't tell you who any of these characters was. They were just two random geezers killing people. So if we had a bit more of a character development, I'd give them more points for that. But no, they just kept trying to scare you, really. $100 budget, again, we've mentioned that briefly. That's understandable. They're obviously first-time filmmakers. I had a little bit of research. From what I could see, they've not done loads of projects together. Fred's mainly just done this one and a couple of other things, but this one seems to be the one that he's mainly known for. Alan, he wasn't in the next two films, which is what we're going to talk about on our next review. I'm going to do the trilogy in 3 different parts, because I'm only going to do short form content. And basically, we covered the story. Would I recommend it? 50-50. Unfortunately, we live in a society where we do have people that watch snuff films, exploitation films, high-end exploitation films like I Spit on Your Grave. There's loads up there, but they're better quality. They've got a better storyline for being an exploitation film, where low budgets make it look too realistic, and when they make it too realistic, they make it feel sick, and you don't want to watch any more of it. So again, you've got the two options. I'm up here because I like myself a high budget, but low budget, it's very varied. So I'd say 50-50. If you like that kind of stuff, watch it, but watch with your own accord. Warning, it's not a pleasant film to watch. I've seen the other two, so this will be a lot more of an interesting review as we go along the series, because they go too far, I personally feel, in the next two ones. And I think Mordom and Penance should not have been allowed to be put out there. I think they went a bit too far with it. The first film is enough. So now we're going to do our reviews. Now, on this channel and this series, we do a review. We rate the acting, we rate the story, and most of all, we rate the overall project itself. That is important because it means the acting, the script writing, did they meet all the requirements? The location, we cover everything. The acting part just means what I'm watching. Are they decent actors? Did they capture me watching the film all the way through? Obviously, then the story is their general character development. That's more this side, but you know, the film's background story of these two killers. And then this one is just basically, like I said, it's an overall score. We do them out of a percentage. So obviously, you know, 1% to 100% basically. So for acting, I will give it, for character development, their acting skills, how they communicated with each other, how they kind of captured their sadistic, you know, crazy mind into this film. And I will give them, for me, I believe they were killers. So I will give them 80%. Okay, you might think that for acting though, but I'm doing that strictly because I'm treating this film as if you imagine it's real life, and that's what they're trying to portray to you guys when you watch it. They did portray that. So 80%, they were wacko jackos, and they basically pulled that off. The story, unfortunately, I did not buy it. I was extremely bored. I would happily sit there and watch a Disney film, and I'm a horror fan, because it'd have a better storyline. So for the story, for the first film, 5%. And the overall, so that's the 5%. So for an overall score for both, I'm going to be honest. And again, I'm just going to give you an honest review. I will give it truly 30 to 40%. I will get into the August Underground Mordom and August Underground Penance. So this is just our first one, and again, you've got our point reviews. Hit a like, hit a subscribe for me. This is a new channel I'm doing, so the setup will start becoming a bit more better as we get along. It's just a bit more of something to do that's fun, and I get to interact with you guys instead of just doing my music. So I enjoyed this, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it too. And I will see you on the next one, and we will finish this trilogy. See you later.